Meet Marco. He is 24 years old, but he carries the heavy physical exhaustion of someone decades older. His mind operates like a high-speed pendulum, swinging constantly between past regrets and anxiety of the future, never stopping. This movement is draining. He describes it as a dark storm trapped inside his head that refuses to break. When the brain is locked in the cycle, it loses its biological ability to find stillness. For Marco, the present moment has become inaccessible. Recognizing he was at a breaking point, Marco set out to find a legendary figure living in the remote hills, a man rumored to have mastered the art of mental stillness. This man spent his career as a prominent city psychologist before retiring to the mountains to apply his research in total silence. Marco traveled for days, leaving his familiar routine behind to climb the steep, winding paths leading to the psychologist village. He arrived with a single question: what specific intervention can actually stop a mind that won't stop racing? Marco found the old man on a quiet porch and immediately began pleading for a way to find peace. The psychologist listened, then stood up and led Marco to the yard for a physical task. He filled a glass with water until it reached the absolute brim. The surface tension formed a slight curve at the top, so full that a single tremor would cause a spill. The challenge was simple but truly grueling. Marco had to walk to the edge of the village and back without losing a drop. This wasn't a game. It was a high-stakes cognitive constraint designed to force Marco's brain into a very specific state. Marco accepted the glass, his fingers tensing as he focused everything on the water's surface. He began his walk. The village was a gauntlet of distractions. Carts rattled past, shopkeepers shouted their prices, and dogs barked at his heels. Marco didn't look up once. His eyes and physical energy were locked entirely on the glass, dampening everything else. This demonstrates cognitive bandwidth. The brain has limited processing power. Right now, Marco's immediate task block takes up 100% of his pipeline. Because his brain is at full capacity balancing the water, past thoughts and future worries are rejected. They literally cannot fit. Marco's brain has evicted his anxieties because it lacks the surplus energy required to maintain them while focusing on the glass. Marco eventually returned to the porch. He held out the glass, exhausted but triumphant. Not a single drop had been spilled. The psychologist looked at the water and asked, "What did you think of the children playing or the dogs barking along the road?" Marco realized he had seen and heard nothing. The world around him had essentially vanished during the walk. His focus on the water had acted as a filter. By occupying all his attention with the present, his brain simply stopped processing the distractions that usually fueled his restlessness. The psychologist explained that when the mind is fully occupied by the now, there is no room left for fear or confusion. Marco had achieved silence in the middle of a loud village, proving that his mental state was no longer at the mercy of his environment. As he walked back home under the setting sun, Marco's posture was relaxed. The internal storm had finally quieted. He realized that he didn't need to change his life or his location to find quiet. Peace is the natural state of a brain that has been given a singular, present-moment task to focus on. When the pipeline is full of the now, the then and the what if simply disappear.